If there's anything that I have learned in the past 365 days, it's that just signing a petition doesn't do a damn thing. I think people need to hear your voice. A lot of people have probably by now heard about this thing called the RPM Act. I will leave a link for you in the description if you want to read more about it, and then also submit a ticket, basically saying, like, don't do this. In the past, I suppose it's kind of worked. What I think people need to hear is your voice. In short, the EPA has proposed that you are no longer allowed to convert your car, truck, or motorcycle into a race car, a race vehicle, a dedicated race car for motorsports, a race vehicle for motorsports. And now, here's the thing. There's probably maybe 1% of people out here watching this right now that actually are going to dedicate their car into a race car. That doesn't mean it's not going to affect you. In fact, the adverse effects of this is going to hurt more than anything. It's gonna hurt your wallet, it might hurt your job, it's going to hurt the economy. Here's why, like, this kind of scares me. Usually I don't pay much mind to stuff like this because I'm like, what are they gonna do? Like, there's no way they can get away with this. And honestly, they're pretty damn close to getting away with this. Cars have always been my escape. And not just cars. Like, I'm not just gonna go hop in a Toyota Camry and drive around town. Like, modified cars has been my escape. And no shame to anybody who drives a Toyota Camry. I don't give a damn. I'm not talking about you right now. I had a rough time growing up. I had a horrible time in school. I hated life, honestly. And my favorite thing when I was a kid was coming home. And what got me into cars was playing games like Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, or Underground 1, Underground 2, Midnight Club 3. Like, one of my favorite things ever was just sitting down with the controller and like customizing cars, going through body kits, wheels, and then obviously like doing the races and stuff was fun, but I loved customizing. I love customizing the cars. And for me, that was a huge escape growing up. And that's also why I'm huge into gaming now, because like it's still kind of an escape for me. But cars specifically, like, I grew up racing multiple motor toys, if you will, but cars always stuck out to me, and they've always been my favorite. Cars have saved my life. Aside from being able to come home from school and do that kind of stuff, I mean, that carried on through high school, through college. I guess I'm just jump straight to it, honestly, dude. Like, I think one of the only reasons I'm alive today is because of my car that I had in college. So when I was in college, I had a really bad addiction to Adderall, which also is why I was 120 pounds. It's also why I have a dad bod now, because I vowed to never be that skinny again. So if you guys have been wondering, I had a really bad addiction to Adderall. And there was a few times that I almost overdosed and died. One of the videos that actually was one of my most popular back in the day, people loved this video, was me hopping in my Subaru and just going for a rip, you know, in the country, like country roads. So this video is interesting because I took too many pills because I was addicted, and my heart rate was so fast that actually my heart hurt, my chest hurt, and I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. And so, you know, my first really smart idea in college was get in your car and drive yourself to the hospital. And don't worry, I wasn't like, if you don't know what Adderall does, it makes you more focused than anything. So like, I wasn't like inebriated. As soon as I got in my car, I actually was like relaxed. As soon as I got in my car, I was actually enjoying myself, and I was like, I got some fresh air, and I was like, okay, my heart rate started to kind of like, honestly, I think just being in my car, driving the car, kind of slowed down. And so I actually was like, I started feeling fine. And instead of going to the hospital, because I was like, you know, I'm good, I got this. I had some water, I got this. I turned and I went down a road, and I just went. It's like, you know what, I'm just gonna drive. I'm gonna drive off this high, if you will. And so that video, I've never said this before in my life, but that video was the day I almost died. And this is years ago, by the way. This is years ago. I'm fine now. But you know, I hopped into the car, and I think the only reason why I was alive is because I was enjoying myself so much while being in that car that I was able to just escape, and like my heart rate literally went down, and my brain was happy. Like, I was just euphoric. And it wouldn't have been that way if I had a Toyota Prius, man. Like, it wouldn't have been that way if I had an unmodded Toyota Corolla or a Honda Accord that was bone stock, you know? Like, most of the driving videos that don't involve talking, those were days that like cars actually saved me. And that was a dark time, and horrible nonetheless. And I'm very grateful that I'm past that part of life. But dude, like that car, so relating this back to the EPA, the Subaru, it had a built motor, Good God, bless that car. It had a built motor and a full exhaust, you know? So EPA would be like, oh, technically that is a converted race car because it has off-road parts on it. Like that car under this rule would be federally illegal. It would have been federally illegal at that time, which meant I wouldn't have owned it because I couldn't afford to pay any fees or go to jail or anything like that. So who knows? I could actually be dead right now because I didn't have the euphoric experience of hopping in my modified car that I so deeply loved. For a lot of people, cars are irresponsible. They use cars for irresponsibility. Like this dude that drives by my house and does two-step and sounds like gunshots and pisses off my neighbors. You are the reason why the EPA hates us. Like, I don't want to say anything bad about you. Maybe you genuinely like that and you're just trying to get my attention. I get it, you watch my channel, but God, if when my daughter is born you do that, I'm gonna get your license plate, I'm hunting you down, brother. It saddens me because there's a lot of people out there that genuinely have to escape from a really crappy life, you know, and they use cars as an outlet. And that is very possibly going to be taken away. And here's the thing, a lot of you guys might be watching from Europe, Australia, Asia, where, you know, whatever country you're from, Mother Russia, like this still affects you, is the thing. And you might be asking why. So first off, a lot of you guys like to watch content, and a lot of content creators are from America, and that's gonna really hurt us. That's not my point, but it is true. A lot of parts are made here in America. The way that the EPA is most successfully gonna implement these sort of things is by attacking people that sell you parts. Fuel companies, turbo companies, exhaust companies. It's gonna be rough because if this rule gets applied, you have basically two outcomes for most of these companies that are going to get hit. They're either going to go under, or the big companies are going to have to pay massive, massive fees, and they are now going to create what's called a monopolized market, and parts are going to be incredibly expensive. So even though you might not live in the US of A, basically anything that is ever stamped for off-road use only is now going to, you know, skyrocket in price, or be completely illegal, like federally illegal to sell, and you won't even be able to buy it anymore. Not only are they trying to take away your privilege, I guess, to modify and have fun with your vehicles, they are going to also be hurting millions of people, thousands of companies. I mean, I mean, in my brain right now, I have 30 plus friends that I know personally that would get heavily affected. Not even just me, but like heavily affected, would go bankrupt, like their life would be ruined if this was enacted. Honestly, what I'm asking of you guys today is sign the petition, do it, whatever. But share your voice, share a story, like make this more personable than just, hey, I can't make my race car anymore. That nobody gives a damn about that. People that drive a Prius to work every day are gonna say, well, I don't give a damn about you. Like, I drive a Prius to work every day, you can too. We need voices, we need experiences. Cars have literally saved my life, and it's likely that I wouldn't be here in front of you right now. It's likely that I wouldn't be able to make videos. Put a story behind it. Make it personal. Post to your Facebook. Whether it gets 4 likes, 400 likes, or 4,000 shares, say something about cars that actually affects you. You know, people need to hear your voice. Things didn't change until people took it to the streets and started rioting. You know what I mean? We don't have to riot. Don't be violent about it. We don't have to go to the White House and two-step all of our cars at once. Might not be a horrible idea. Say something. Do something. Sign the petition. I've done it. I am on the list. I don't know if it's like you can look it up. It's probably private information, but I've signed it. But I'm also trying to do more. And you know what? I want to call out all the people that are big automotive YouTubers. You don't have to make a dedicated video, but say something in a video. Post a link in your description to share this. And let them know that like this is affecting more than just people in the United States of America. This could potentially be really, really bad, and I think people need to speak about it more. I think this needs to generate a little more, and people outside of the automotive realm need to understand that people don't just use cars to two-step at car meets and piss off neighbors and start up their straight pipe Mustang at 6 a.m. and piss off all the people that have newborns. You guys need to chill, and you guys need to probably make this a little bit more personable than purposefully pissing people off all the time. I love cars. I'm a very respectful person. I don't start any of my loud stuff up before like 10 a.m. I don't drive late at night. I don't two-step behind by anybody's house. I literally just love cars. You know, my life wouldn't be here without them. My job wouldn't be here without them. My friends that I have met over my lifetime, literally every single person except for my best man in my wedding was people that I have met through cars. And they are still my best friends to this day. cars are more than just emissions. And I get it, maybe there's a way to regulate it a little bit better than this, but this is going to take away a lot of our, not only hobbies, but our livelihood. Our literal life is going to be sucked away if we don't do something about it. So speak up. Be kind about it, try not to be in your face, but just speak up. Tell your experiences with cars. Say why it's important to you, because it sure as hell is it sure as hell is so important to me. I don't have anything to promote. I'm not trying to do it. I literally just wanted to speak, and I wanted to share an experience with you guys that I've never talked about before. But, I literally don't know what I would do if I didn't have cars in my life. Like, not only would I not have a job really anymore, but like, I wouldn't want to do anything else. I don't know. EPA, I'm just letting you know, that UPS truck that zooms by here, or those freaking trash trucks that zoom by here, does a hell of a lot more damage to Mother Earth than this freaking Supra over here. I don't know. Do something. Say something. That's it.